Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be checking out, obviously, the KILLDOZER Rampage of 2004. This was, recommended quite a bit after our last Popo Medic viewing, I will say. I'm joined here again by, Mr. Wet Tent himself, Soiled Sandwich, as it were. Do you want to say hello?
I'm here. I'm
Stay
ready
muted.
to watch.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Hi there. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
mute
good?
myself when I take a sip of my beer. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, because it's fucking troglodytic to hear him swallow on his microphone, and that's just how it is. It is what it is. But also, the KILLDOZER Rampage of 2004. Do you know much about this event, Caleb? Have you heard anything about this?
Pretty cool. Not cool. Very interesting. I've watched this video before. I've seen a couple others. And the sort of like chain of events, like the sequence of this guy just getting screwed over by the government leading to his decision to do this is just kind of wild. And you can kind of look at it and be like, yeah, I can see that a little bit.
I don't remember a whole lot about like the instances leading up to it, but I know it's like widely regarded as like one of those cases of like government fuckery, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely kind of like a Ruby Ridge kind of situation almost, but I don't know the extent of it personally, right? And I have seen this video before. I want to say I've seen it years ago. I don't remember the video itself. 2 years ago it came out. I don't remember much about it. I don't know if you've seen this video before, Caleb.
Yep. Yeah.
You've seen this one? Okay. Well, it's going to be fresh to me again. I don't know much about the incident itself. But Popo Medic, obviously he makes great content, and we're here to check it out. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, of course, leave a like, subscribe for more content, and of course, leave your recommendations down in the comments below. Big thank you to all of our members, all of our Hastati, all of our, Hastati and our Principe, Dagenhart, Fear, and Hobbit. I don't know what I just incurred there, a stroke perhaps, but yeah, you got anything to say, Caleb, before we get into this?
It's somewhat fresh to me because I haven't seen it in like recent times.
Right.
It was probably when it came out, the same as you, I imagine.
Yeah, probably. I think I want to say probably when it came out is when I saw it, but it was probably during admittedly a night of drunken stupor. So anyways, let's get right into this video. Yes.
Friday, June 4th, 2004. An Air Force veteran, settling down in the small town of Granby, Colorado, quickly found himself at his breaking point after losing a decade-long legal battle to a powerful family dynasty who took his land and ran his muffler shop out of business. To enact revenge, the welder fortified a bulldozer into a homemade tank and set out to destroy the small town that took everything from him, resulting in a response from the Army National Guard and an Apache helicopter.
Jesus Christ.
Based.
Well, I'm going to take you on by myself.
In 1992, an auction was held in a small town.
I know he just said like businesses kind of fucked him over, not the government. Is that right? Or is it just like multiple?
It's
like entities.
it's multiple
So
layers.
different layers.
There's municipal government,
Right.
and then there's like a business mogul.
Right. So it's probably like
It's
business
kind of
lobbyists
the
for
government.
like, okay.
The government wants to help the business because the business makes a lot of money, and so they kind of
I imagine a muffler shop probably on a valuable parcel
If it's
of land.
literally over like the stupidest little thing. Yeah, literally like a little piece of land.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And they were just like, we need this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take you on by myself.
In 1992, an auction was held in the small town of Granby, Colorado.
So this is going on for a while too.
Two-acre property
92.
was to be sold
Okay.
to individual bidders, and Cody Dochev, a powerful Colorado businessman, saw an opportunity to expand some of his business, with plans to buy and build a state-of-the-art concrete plant for his company, Mountain Park Concrete. But to Dochev's surprise, there was another man who had his eye on the foreclosed property, Air Force veteran and Granby newcomer Marvin Heemeyer, who outbid Dochev and secured the 2-acre property for $42,000 to build a muffler shop and expand his welding business. A frustrated...
I just want to say real quick, $42,000.
Yeah.
God damn, dude, I wish.
Wild.
I wish. Do you know, like,
Dude.
I would do things for a $42,000 parcel of land, bro.
I'm gonna do it.
What
Jamie,
the fuck?
pull that up right now.
Oh my
See
God.
how much
Yeah.
price of an acre of land in Canada is
current price. Yeah.
let's see. Like, okay, so I guess you have like farmland, residential land.
Yeah.
But you're looking at like,
Let's say like a commercial.
around 10 to 14,000
And
as per this website.
As per this website, see, I don't know, because
But that's industrial land, I imagine, right?
I don't know what this would be classed as, and obviously, like, I know, like, back where I lived, right, properties in the countryside, right, you're talking 100 acres of land. These properties are being, and I guess it's technically farmland, but you have like a house there, you have like forest on it potentially, right, depending on where it is, maybe lake access. These are properties selling in the millions now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
like our neighbor's property sold for, I think, 2.4 million.
Yeah,
which is
an
fucking
acre in the
insane.
Southwest region can gross like on average 30,000.
Yeah, no, it's
for residential.
It's insane, and this
crazy.
And like the property attached, our property. I think back in the day, I think bought that property in 2003, and I think that was I think it was about $240,000 for 100 acre, which back then was not bad. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't know where that estimate's coming from, to be honest, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
42,000. Goddamn.
$42,000 to build a muffler shop and expand his welding business. A frustrated Dochev confronted Marv and advised him that the town of Granby doesn't need another car garage, to which Marv advised Dochev
That's such bullshit.
the property was his for $60,000. But Dochev declined his offer and refused to give in to the blue-collar outsider. Marv left the auction with no idea what was to come. The outsider had inadvertently derailed the plans of one of Granby's most prominent and powerful families, and the Dochefs were sure to never let him forget. By the late summer of 1992, Marvin Heemeyer settled in to his new hometown of Granby. He renovated the 2-acre property and built a large warehouse to serve as his body shop. And shortly after, Mountain View Mufflers was officially opened for business. His neighbors at Mountain Park Concrete weren't too pleased, among them Cody Dochev. And in the months to follow, the Dochev secured a loan and offered Marv $250,000 for the 2-acre property.
Whoa.
And Marv reportedly raised the
That's
price
quite the price raise.
$75,000 and
Wow.
again to $1 million,
Wow.
further agitating the Dochefs. A few weeks later, Marv
So like this really is just like some like petty like feud, really, at the end of the day.
So like, he bought the land, and the
Yeah.
people who wanted it couldn't pay more than 42 grand for it, right?
Right.
So then they were like, "Wow, your business doesn't belong here," and they offered him 60, and he didn't want it. And then they got a loan and offered him $250,000. He was like, "No, fuck you."
Like, yeah, like isn't that
Like-
insane? And then eventually, so he's raising it to $1 million. He's saying like,
Yeah,
give me
the guy like Marvin who bought the land is saying, "Well, now I
Yeah.
want $1 million."
yeah,
But like literally, if you just keep harassing somebody,
like yeah, like straight
you're
up,
doing it to yourself.
yeah, like, and then it's one of those things where it's like, if you have the equity to go take out like money to buy this property, or if you have that money to offer up front, it's like, like what kind of tycoon is
Just
this?
buy it in the
That's
first
like,
place.
yeah, like straight up, like
Yeah.
why not, right? Also,
But then this
One
never
million.
would have happened.
true, I guess.
further agitating the Dochefs. A few weeks later, Marv received a letter from the town of Granby informing him that his property sewage wasn't up to code. He assumed the problem wouldn't take much work and inquired on how and where to hook up his sewage lines. But to his surprise, the lines were located nearly 500 feet from his property. And with him being responsible for the materials, construction, and months of labor, Marv was shit out of luck with a $100,000 estimate just to connect his sewage. And to add even more red tape, Marv's
That's
property
shitty.
didn't even have a maintenance easement. And because the easement would traverse property lines, Marv had to seek the approval of his neighbors over at Mountain Park Concrete, directly from Gus Harris and Cody Dochev.
Oh, so now he has to ask them for sewage.
Yeah.
Marv went straight to the board of the sewer district, run by another Granby family dynasty, Ron Thompson. A friend of Dochev's.
Why does that guy hold up? Why does that guy look like a thumb? You see that? And I'm not even trying to be like no salt or nothing, but like look at him, like look at that.
Horrified.
Yeah, he just looks scared. This dude looks like like that's all like one, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He's got a face for radio, dude.
Like the rest of these guys all look normal. Like, oh, these fellas look normal, but and these ladies,
Yeah,
but
sure.
I don't know what. Like, this dude looks okay, but like these two just fucking
The guy in the middle looks like a rocket scientist.
off-putting. Yeah, I don't know what's up, man.
Family dynasty,
Fuck.
Ron Thompson. Friend of Dochev's
Jesus.
and brother of Granby Mayor Dick Thompson. And like Dochev, Ron Thompson wasn't too keen on outsiders like Marv. Thompson gave him an ultimatum: $90,000 to get his sewage ordeal fixed and up to code, or remain unconnected and face the consequences. Left with no choice, Marv refrained from connecting his sewage with hopes of finding a cheaper alternative in the future. And by November of that year, Marv returned to the sewage board and demanded easement, and settled a deal with Gus Harris to traverse his property at $20,000 per acre. But in the weeks to follow, Gus Harris ghosted Marv and failed to honor his word, forcing Marv's sewage to remain unconnected for several months. And the months became years, and by 1998, the Dochefs decided to move forward with their construction plans of a massive indoor concrete plant. Marv resisted, but wanted to maintain a cordial relationship with the Dochefs, but he was inevitably forced to act, as the Dochefs intended on building in the southwest.
Hold on, novice maneuver. I realized captions weren't on. That's completely my bad. But also, I want to say too, this really is just petty bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a sewage line. You know, obviously, really... like 100,000 estimate. I guess they bumped it down to 90. 90 still seems pretty high for 500 feet. Like, is that just me? I don't know, like, price to lay or, you know, anything like that.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of labor involved, but I wouldn't have a good idea to say, like, oh, that's a good deal or not. But
yeah,
regardless, I mean, it's literally just a sewage line.
And also, I guess, like, what's this about this fella not honoring his word too? You know, like, I don't see why you'd agree to do it for, you know, what was it, 20 grand an acre? Like,
yeah,
48, so
40 acres. So.
Yeah, so about $40,000. Why you'd back out on that? Like, I'm assuming it's probably like pressure, as if I had to assume, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Dochef, but he was inevitably forced to act, as the Dochefs intended on building in the southwest portion of Marv's property, where Marv had already planned on building a large parking lot for his customers. The Dochefs applied for and received a bizarre location-specific zoning permit that exempts certain plots of land from zoning laws if the purpose of rezoning falls into specific categories. And by the time he figured it all out, Marv was well past the 30-day deadline to appeal the decision. Construction vehicles and operations blocked off the only road to the muffler shop, and Marv began to lose
What the hell?
Out of desperation, Marv purchased a Komatsu bulldozer to make his own road.
I honestly can't imagine, like, yeah, you're losing customers. You just lost the only road. It's a muffler shop. Like, you're actually just killing this man. Is what you're doing. Like, how do you, you know, how do you block road access for somebody if they're living there, if that's their personal property too, you know? Like, how is that legal, you know? If it's the only road. Well, I mean, you certainly fucking can, because they just did it, so I don't really know what that means, you know? That seems sus, though. Like, I feel like there definitely should be something preventing that. I mean, I guess not, but Christ.
Customers. Out of desperation, Marv purchased a Komatsu bulldozer to make his own road for his customers, but he was shut down by Town Hall. And by November of 2002, a judgment was made against Marv for failing to connect his sewer line. The court ordered that the muffler shop remain closed, and with the Dochef denying easement, Marv was found in violation and was fined $100 a day until he connected his sewage. On November 17, 2003, Marv wrote a check for the amount of $3,351, which he...
So that's very fucked, considering they're literally stopping him from hooking up his sewage, you know, unironically.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, this is definitely one of those situations where it's like they're just out of spite, like, fucking this guy for no reason at all, you know, seemingly.
But look at the check. It says Cowards and Liars Department.
Yeah, now I think this is what he wrote. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the check. That's his check's his name on it.
Right? Yeah, this is he wrote this check to them.
Cowards and Liars.
That's crazy.
17th of 2003, Marv wrote a...
Also, I will say too, how are you gonna, like, stop a man from making, like, a gravel road? You know?
Yeah, it's literally...
Like, how does that get shut down? Like, is that just me? Unless, like, maybe I'm overthinking it and, like, it's hard to see, like visualize maybe. But, like, how do you...
in, like, an HOA and they're like, oh, your grass is a quarter inch too high?
Yeah, also, I don't understand why people would ever fucking sign up to those. Like, that just seems...
But this seems like just child, like
bullshit.
Like, this all just seems like...
But it's also simple... like a dude's livelihood, too, though, that it's fucking, too. It's not just like it's... Yeah. You know, that's the problem. It's not just like it is petty, like, child bullshit, but, like, it's also a lot of money. Like, you're talking, like, especially for, like, just some guy, 100,000's a ton of money. Like just the issues that they're having with the suit, like... Okay, it's a sewage line. Just, you know,
you can hook it up simply doing it this way.
Yeah.
Or a road to your business so that you can continue to generate a profit and feed yourself and family. Oh yeah, you should be able to do that, but apparently you can't.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how that, like, yeah, like, you need a permit to make a fucking gravel roadway. Like, I don't understand that.
$100 a day until he connected his sewage. On November 17th of 2003, Marv wrote a check for the amount of $3,351, which he addressed to the Cowards and Liars Department after having felt completely violated by the Dochefs and their shady political dealings. He lawyered up and took the town of Granby to court, but failed yet again and was punished for it, as the town turned around and reimposed additional fines of up to $1,000 for leaving abandoned vehicles on the rezoned property. And to add fuel to the fire, a local Granby newspaper wrote an editorial piece speaking poorly of Marv interfering with the Dochef's business, as if Marv was the bad guy. He was now stuck in a situation he had no way out of. A useless property, zero income, and his property and belongings were auctioned off. His direction and hopes for the future were in his mind stolen. What once was a dream became a nightmare. He truly believed that the town of Granby maliciously conspired against him, because the town of Granby perceived to have conspired against him. And that's what officials in Granby will never understand, whether or not they had malicious intent. If you carry the tools to break a man and present yourself as the villain, perception is reality. And in April of 2004, in Marv Heemeyer's reality, revenge trumped forgiveness, as he fortified half-inch steel plates insulated with concrete on the bulldozer.
I wonder how much work actually went into that.
A perfect life. Up until 1999, when I found out what the Thompsons had done to me in 92. And I am not going to take it. And I have to use the resources that I have, the wherewithal that I have, the ability that I have, the knowledge that I have to make this right. I am not walking away from it. Maybe I'm being a coward by doing what I'm doing. Because without a doubt, I'm doing what you have done. I'm lying. I'm conspiring. I'm keeping things secret. And it's going to happen. If I would have been married, had a family, things may have gone different.
And I wonder, is that like, how did he make multiple memoirs, like multiple tapes, or was it just kind of like one final recording? I wonder.
I'm not sure.
Because he clearly made a recording, like talking about it, right? So, yeah, like obviously before the event. So I wonder if that's like if he just did like one kind of thing, and I wonder what the actual length of it is as well.
God built for this job. You had to take me on en masse. Well, I'm going to take you on by myself.
Cool transition there too, I have to say.
Yeah. Oh wow.
There you get like retro fucking like.
Good morning, Colorado. It's great to get started with you. Good morning, Colorado starts your day with what you need. Updating.
Holy shit.
It really is crazy.
Marv took the dozer straight through the Mountain Park concrete plant.
I wonder how
his nemesis Cody Dochef tried.
I wonder with like the viewports, like how does he fucking see out of that thing? Like you must have like just wielded.
I'm sure he'll get to it, but he had a very good solution.
Okay.
Marv took the dozer straight through the Mountain Park concrete plant. His arch nemesis Cody Dochef tried to stop the onslaught by ramming Marv's killdozer with a wheel.
What the fuck?
But retreated.
That's crazy.
With one of 3 gun ports installed on the killdozer.
What? Man actually has like guns in there as well.
Once the concrete plant was successfully demolished, he moved on to Town Hall. Next, he destroyed the Granby newspaper office that slandered his name. Police responded to the chaos and had no means to stop the dozer. Their futile attempts to open fire and pierce the fortified shell proved useless.
Police couldn't stop the slow-moving bulldozer, which was armored with heavy iron plates welded in place of windows.
Using cameras installed on the top of the shell,
Cameras, what the fuck?
And returned fire toward police.
Interesting.
Officer Glenn Trainer
You
of
have
the Granby
monitors.
Police.
Hold on, I want to just pause
cameras
there.
and monitors and
Using
gun
camera-
ports.
Yeah, like look how fucking ratchet this looks. Like he's even got like a little fan in there too. Keep cool.
Yeah.
It's got just a
What is
fucking
that, an
dangling.
FAL? It's an FAL.
Yeah, it looks like it. G11 or something. Hard to say. Fucking like look at these monitors. Like this is just like an old TV. Fucking
Yeah.
you know.
Wow, old now.
Well, yeah, but still
CCTV
AV ports
hooked up
like
inside.
crazy shit, man.
It's diabolical.
It is pretty diabolical. Wow. Look at all these cords and shit just fucking
I know.
dangling like this. Like, what if that comes unplugged? You gonna like fucking like hot replug it? You know what I'm saying? You just lost
Yeah, I
forward
guess
vision.
so.
Like, how does that work?
Was installed on the top of the
Fuck.
shell. Marv was able to maneuver and return fire toward police. Officer Glenn Trainer of the Granby Police Department rushed the Killdozer and climbed atop the shell in an attempt to find an opening, but to his surprise, the entire shell was welded shut as one fixed piece. Marv Heemeyer had no way out and purposefully lowered the shell over himself to commit to his plans, sealing himself inside.
How did he do that? What the fuck?
Then Colorado State Governor Bill Owens requested the National Guard to dispatch an Apache attack helicopter, as well as troops equipped with Javelin anti-tank missiles.
He is just headed westbound again. This is
What
tape.
the fuck?
He is just again headed westbound into the downtown.
I just want to say, there's no way they fucking hit this guy with a javelin, right? Like, if they did, like, oh,
Well,
I
you'll see.
well, I imagine the inside would not look the way it does, you know, with the fucking
Yeah.
javelin. Jesus.
He is just headed westbound again. This is tape. He is just again headed westbound into the downtown area. Right there, may have taken out a radiator. He doesn't.
Oh,
stop.
okay.
And while striking a hardware store, the Killdozer turtled between the foundation and the basement, leaving the dozer stuck. And after 2 hours of pure carnage, a SWAT team approached the dozer and reported hearing the sound of a single gunshot from within, as Marvin Heemeyer, with no way out and no means to free the dozer, took his life.
Interesting. See, I almost wonder, like, if he honestly gave himself out and like the story went national, you know what I'm saying? What actually happened and there was an investigation, you know what I'm saying? I wonder how that actually might have turned out for him, you know, genuinely. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that at all.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. I'm not sure how that would have turned out.
'Cause, like, Obviously,
I mean,
well,
after the
obviously
fact,
what
if
he
he had
did was
done-
very,
they wouldn't have done anything for him.
yeah, no, I agree.
That's kind of what I would think. But at the same time, I'm sure the public would be like, "What the fuck, Granby, Colorado? Why did you do this to this man?"
Like, yeah, like, but like because see now, like it paints him entirely as a villain, and I wonder if there's like no repercussions on the people that initially did that to him, versus if he, like, if you know he was still around to potentially like plead in court for it. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
something I'm not sure of. Is if anybody did face any repercussions after the incident.
Yeah,
You know, if he made the tape and was like, "Oh, this is
yeah, I
what
wonder.
happened," right?
I wonder. Maybe it says here.
I
Let's
don't know if that says anything, but I don't remember either.
Yeah, well, let's keep going here. Let's check it out.
After hours of trial and error, authorities were able to break open the shell using an oxyacetylene cutting torch and
Goddamn.
recovered Marvin Heemeyer's body at
Yeah.
approximately 2 a.m. The Killdozer was demoed, and its components were destroyed and dispersed between several junkyards.
What?
The rampage caused an estimated $7 million in profit.
Dude, that's a museum piece.
Nobody
Like,
was
what?
killed or injured during the incident, apart from Marvin Heemeyer. Leading up to
Yeah.
the incident, Marv gave away all of his financial assets to his friends and family, and left various notes behind for his friends and his enemies. In the end, it was perceived that Marv was sabotaging Dochev's business plans, and not the other way around. And no matter how you look at it, perception is reality. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more mini documentaries in the works, and you don't want to miss them. So make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's a pretty powerful ending, I will say.
Yeah,
it makes you think. Like, it does honestly make you think. Like, I don't know. Again, it's hard to say, like if public opinion or if even like the story would have been, like, you know, national. Even, well, because you know, I'm assuming like the newspaper was the one slandering him, and obviously like they already have all these pieces out on him, right? And I guess at the end of the day, like, you know, maybe he was doing, you know, shit to sabotage them, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, I'm not gonna speak to like the exact happenings, you know, there, because obviously none of us were there, right? And I don't know, like, if there's a more, like, let's say, like, detailed you know, telling of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there is more, like, I'd be interested to hear like the more like the audio tapes and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, to hear like what he has to say. Yeah, like about... you know, because like obviously like there's the newspaper, what they said, but like his account too, because it's basically just word versus word at this point, right? I don't think there's really any evidence.
Yeah, well, and if the news is on the side of the big business moguls, then there you go, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, I thought that was a great video. Again, Popo Medic fucking kind of blew it out of the water there. The music choice in it, you know, I love the music choices and the transitions he does. And he tells the stories in a pretty like engaging way, I will say. Very much keeps you interested. My cat's fucking balling right now. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, subscribe for more content from me, and of course, leave your recommendations down in the comments below. Big thank you to all of our members, all of our Hastati and our Principes, Dagenhart, Hobbit, and Fear. I appreciate you guys. You guys inspire me to make more content for you guys every single day. Holy shit, I got to sneeze. Oh, I hate it when that happens. You know when you have to sneeze and you fucking can't? That's the worst feeling.
Yeah, and then it feels horrible and you just regret having to sneeze.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, you guys have a great day. See you guys on the next one. Peace.